Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 236 of the show with no name. I'm your humble host, Nick, and in today's episode, we're going to be visiting another little old abandoned pioneer cemetery out here in Washington State. This cemetery goes by the name of the North Baptist Cemetery. Let's get into this. This cemetery also went by a few other names, the Shavi Cemetery and the Mayer Cemetery. And Dora Mayer seemed to have been the first person that was buried here. And Dora was born on June 15th, 1825 in Ukraine. And she would pass away out here in Odessa, Lincoln County, Washington at the age of 75 in April of 1901. And this is Dora's headstone here. This cemetery also went by the name of the Shavi Cemetery at one point. And now the Shavi family and the Mayer family seem to be closely linked together out here in this area by marriage. Louisa Mayer, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jacob Shavi, was born on February 22nd, 1890. And she would pass away on December 9th, 1908. Her cause of death was consumption. I don't know where her mother is buried at, but she is buried here next to her father. This is Jacob's headstone here. Jacob Shavi was born on May 21st, 1846 in Ukraine. And he would pass away on December 9th, 1916 at the age of 70 here in Odessa, Washington. And he was a pioneer farmer of the area. The last family I'm going to talk about in today's episode is the Guts family. And that consists of John and his wife, Justina, who were buried here in this cemetery. And they are immigrants from Ukraine. And I'm not sure the exact year they immigrated to the United States, but I know in the year 1891 they lived in South Dakota, and they moved from there to a farm near Salem, Oregon. And then in about 1897, when Washington State was really opening up, the family, consisting of 9 children and themselves, moved to Washington State, and they settled northwest of Odessa, where they farmed for many years before retiring. Buried with them out here in this cemetery in unmarked graves are 2 of their grandchildren, Lily and Harold. And Lily and Harold would both pass away in the year 1912 during a really harsh scarlet fever outbreak in the Guts family home. The Odessa record on November 29th, 1912 reads, Mr. and Mrs. Fred Guts, living northwest of this place, have been called upon to mourn the death of 2 of their children during the past week. Owing to an epidemic of scarlet fever in the Guts home, their little 4-year-old daughter died Sunday, and returning to their home Monday evening after the funeral, they found their little 7-month-old boy, Harold, had also died during their absence. Another child is also down with the fever, but is thought to have a good chance for recovery. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the North Baptist Cemetery out here in Odessa, Washington. Thank you.